What's up everyone, it's Ruckus here, back for another 3DS collection video. This is going to be the final one I do. Later on I'm going to be reviewing all the games, and I'm also going to be streaming them on Twitch, so if you have Twitch, go check it out. Also I'm going to be starting with Super Monkey Ball 3D this week, so if you want to see the video review on that, make sure to subscribe and like for this video to check that out. Anyway, the first game we're going to be showing is this game, Final Fantasy Explorers. This is the first game of 2016 that was released on the 3DS, and I haven't played it. But yeah, it's basically just like a 3D action Final Fantasy game, I think. There's like a load of characters. I remember when it came out on the Directs, everybody was like, oh my god, Cloud is in the game? That's crazy. Cloud is on a Nintendo system now. But then like, immediately after, they showed Cloud is in Smash Bros. And it completely became irrelevant that he was in this game. This is like a weird action game. But I haven't really tried it out much. I got it, but I haven't really played it. So let's go to the next game. Stellar Glow. This is like another expensive Atlas RPG that nobody can really afford to buy. I think it's okay. I haven't really tried it. I got it on digital, but I haven't really played it much. It just seems to be another typical RPG made by Atlas. So yeah, if you like RPGs on the 3DS, this is a one to play, but probably you won't be able to play it because it's so expensive right now. This is one of the really expensive ones, I think. I managed to get a really good deal on it for like cheap, but I think right now it's about £40–50, if not more. Etrian Odyssey 2 Untold. This is another rare, not so rare. This is one of the lesser rare games on the 3DS, but this is a remake of Etrian Odyssey 2 on the DS, and they added some like new content. Haven't played this one, I played the original only, so I haven't really seen what this is. But I'm guessing it's the same kind of dungeon crawly kind of game. So yeah. Bravely Second End Layer. I actually have 2 copies of this game because I own the first one is from the collector's edition, which I never actually bothered opening, and I don't think it was worth it considering it was like £60 and now it's on sale for like £5, so probably not worth buying that one. But yeah, this is a sequel to the original Bravely Default, but it has no way in connection to Bravely Default 2, which is like a completely separate game, and it has nothing to do with this game or the original Bravely Default. So it's incredibly confusing. This is kind of like Final Fantasy 13 2 or Final Fantasy 7 Remake 2, kind of like that. It's like a sequel to the original game, but it's not like a sequel in the sense that it's a new kind of thing. So if you've played Bravely Default, this has the same characters and stuff. And yeah. Hyrule Warriors Legends. Now this is interesting because this is like a 3DS version of Hyrule Warriors, and it has like new content, and it also had like a new season pass. But then they eventually brought all that content over to the Switch version with like more costumes and stuff. So yeah, this was like one of the best version to play for a while until the Switch version came out, because it had like all this exclusive DLC and maps and content and like new adventure mode stuff. But the problem was the game ran pretty badly on the original 3DS, and it was only really playable on the new 3DS. So this was kind of like on and off a new 3DS exclusive, but you could play it on the 3DS, but it ran like dog shit, so it wasn't really worth doing that. But yeah, this is a cool game, except for the fact it's kind of irrelevant now because of the Switch version, so I would say just play the Switch version. Now, Yokai Watch, this game took a long time to come out in Europe. It originally came out in 2013 in Japan, and then it came out in 2015 in America, and then it finally came out in 2016 in Europe. And yeah, it's kind of like Pokemon, but it's kind of different at the same time. I kind of think it's okay, I guess. It's not amazing, it's not awful though. It's just a fun game. There's also a Switch version that came out in Japan, which is like a HD remaster kind of thing, which is cool, I guess. And they also made a fan translation for that. So if you want to play it on the Switch, you can. But if you want to play it on the 3DS, it's also a good version as well. Fire Emblem Fates. This is the limited edition, which has Conquest, Birthright, and Revelations, which is like the third final thing. This is very Pokemon-like, where it has like 3 different versions of the game, and it has different things. But unlike Pokemon, this is actually very, the 3 games are very like important to how you play it. Like they offer like different whole things, like they offer like different gameplay and stuff. So yeah, Fire Emblem Fates, very controversial game. It's kind of the black sheep of the series, maybe. Like after Awakening, they went with a very weird direction to it, where they made it like all weird and fan servicey, and not many people like it, but I haven't really played it, so I don't know much about it. I've played Awakening, but I haven't really played this one, so yeah. I will play it eventually, maybe, but I'll probably play it with like I'll probably play it on like PC with an emulator or something, because I don't really want to play an RPG on a 3DS. But yeah, this is a big game Very rare as well, especially if you want to get all 3 versions. Teddy Together. I have no idea what this game is, and I don't know why I bought it. I just saw it for like £2 at a store, and I decided to buy it. So, yeah, this is a game. One Piece. I don't know the title. I think it's like Super Grand Colosseum game called. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, this is by the same people that made Dragon Ball Fighter Z and also Ultimate Butoden. It's just a 2D fighter game. I never really played it. I haven't even opened it actually. But I wanted to play it, but I never got around to it, so maybe I should play it. I don't know. But yeah, it seems to be like just a 2D fighter game with One Piece characters, so I guess that's cool. Now for the big one, Metroid Prime Federation Force. This game is very controversial. It's not that great, let's be honest. It has a co-op system where you like fight with 4 people, and it's not that great if you haven't got many people to play with. If you have 4 people to play with, it might be fun, but I don't think it's fun on its own, so yeah. LBX. I haven't played this one, so I don't know what it's about. I think it's like a card kind of game, like a weird card fighting game, but it's made by Level 5, so it should be pretty good. It had like this weird anime opening cutscene thing, and I'm pretty sure this game came out like years and years before in like Japan, but it only came out in like 2015, 2016 in Europe, so. Dragon Quest VII on the 3DS. This game took a long time to come out in Europe, but it finally did come out, and it was cool. And it came out alongside Dragon Quest VIII, which I do not have on the 3DS, but that came out a year later. But yeah, this game came out in like 2013 in Japan, and then it finally came out in 2016 in Europe, and it is a pretty good remake. It's a pretty good remake of Dragon Quest VII. Instead of having like the 2D art style stuff, like the sprites, it has like a full 3D effect, and it has like a 3D overworld, so it's a pretty decent remake of Dragon Quest VII. But the game is pretty long, so I haven't actually finished it properly yet, but I got pretty far into it, I think. It's just a normal Dragon Quest RPG. Mario Party Star Rush. This is the second Mario Party game on the 3DS. This one also uses the original Mario Party style, but also has like this thing where you can like do multiple turns at once. It's kind of weird, and I haven't really tried it out much, but it seemed very weird and complicated, I guess. But this is not the last Mario Party game on the 3DS, so I will show you that in a second. But that came out in 2016, and then the next one came out in 2017. So there were a lot of Mario Party games on the 3DS. Rhythm Paradise Mega Mix, or Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix, or Rhythm Tengoku The Best Plus. This came out in 2015 in Japan, but it finally came out about a year and a half later in Europe. It didn't actually get a physical copy in America, but it did get one in Europe. I actually imported this game from Japan back when it came out, but then I ended up just selling it and getting this instead. But I have it on digital, so I haven't actually opened it. I mostly have this as like a collector's item for my collection. But yeah, this game is actually pretty good. It has a lot of mini-games. They're mostly from the old games, but it also has like new games, mini-games included from this game exclusively. They should really do a new one for the Switch with new mini-games, but they haven't. So yeah, this one has like a mega mix, like variety of like all the old games from like all the previous versions of Rhythm Paradise. So Sega 3D Classics Collection. This is actually the second collection. They originally had the first one in Japan, but they never ended up releasing that here. They only released the second one, but I think the second one is probably the best one overall. And they also had a third one later on, which we never got either, so that's kind of lame. It would have been nice if they had all 3 of them in Europe, but we only got the second one. But at least we got a physical copy of it, which is nice. The next one is another big one, Pokemon Sun. I also have Pokemon Moon over here, but I'm not going to be showing that because it's a big ass box and it's a pain in the ass. But anyway, Pokemon Sun is actually really good, I think. It got a bit of crap at launch because it's very similar to Pokemon X and Y and stuff like that. And it doesn't really do much to reinvent the series, but I think it does pretty decent ways of making it easier for like beginners and stuff. Like they make it so you can like see which moves are effective and which aren't effective for like your enemy Pokemon. And also I really like Hawaii and the theming of Hawaii, and the fact that like you can go to like multiple islands, which hasn't been really done in a thing for Pokemon before. Like you could go to like other islands yet, but like the fact that the entire game is like segmented in like 4 different areas are like unique. And like how they make, instead of like doing gym leading, you do like different like activities and stuff instead of like doing the gym battles and stuff. I thought like it was a pretty unique approach to Pokemon that hasn't been done recently and since then. And I think the fact that they went, instead of doing just gym leaders again, they did something different is great, because I want some variety in like the game series. and it's cool that they did something more different and unique compared to like the other Pokemon games. And then after they did Sword and Shield, which was just back to normal, and it was probably the weakest Pokemon game ever, to be honest. So yeah, I like this one. Now, Super Mario Maker 3DS. This is a port of the Wii U version of Super Mario Maker. It's kind of weird because it's like has the Wii U version of New Super Mario Bros. As a theme, but it's like really pixelated and weird because it's made for the Wii U, and they didn't like use New Super Mario Bros. 2 or like New Super Mario Bros. Wii. They used like the Wii U version and like the Wii U graphics, but it's like in 240p on like a handheld system, so it looks like really weird. So I don't know about that one, but it is fun. It has like the same controls as New Super Mario Bros. U, but like for Mario World and Mario 3 and Mario Bros, it's pretty fine. But the problem with this is you can't actually like share levels. You have to like transfer them to the Wii U version. You can't like actually just share them and upload them on the 3DS. You have to like transfer them. But if you like playing the levels, it's great because you can just like choose whatever level you want and you can like play all the Wii U levels. Even though now the service is shut down, so you can't like play any new levels. Like you can play all the existing ones. You can still go on like the system and like play all the levels that have been uploaded before. But like you can't play any new levels. So right now, like you may as well just play New Super Mario Maker 2 because that's on the Switch. But like if you want to play the old levels, you can still play this. And it also has like pre-made levels made by like game developers, which is cool in this game, and they're like unique to this version. But I guess you can like recreate them in Mario Maker 2 or something like that. But I don't know. I think this game is pretty good. Like if you want to play Mario on the go easily without having to get like the Switch version, I think this is pretty fine. I mean, the Switch version is like a lot, like the Switch itself is a lot bigger than the 3DS. So if you just want to play something like more easier than like the Switch, this is fine. Now, Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse. This is like a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei 4. It's like the same game, but like a different side story version. I haven't really tried it out, but all I've heard is like it's different, but also the same game. This actually got a physical release in Europe, where the original didn't get one, and it also came out the same day in America as it did in Europe, which is weird. I mean, why would they not release the original physically, but then release this one physically? Well, whatever. Anyway, this one is also very rare, so good luck finding it. This one is a RPG made by Sega. It also has a bonus art book included, but I haven't opened the box yet, so I can't see it. But yeah, this is yet another RPG. I think it's just a turn-based one, so there are many RPGs on this system, as you can see, and many of them are very expensive and hard to get, and they're pretty all the same, but I guess they're fine if you like story-based games. But yeah, this is another one I haven't really played, so I can't really say much about it, but it's another RPG, and this time it's made by Sega, which is also owned by Atlas, so it doesn't really make any difference, doesn't it really? In fact, I'm pretty sure this game... No, it's not made by Atlas. It's not made by Atlas. I don't know, it's made by Deep Silver, apparently. Okay, this time there's 2 Yokai Watch games instead of 1. There's also a third one, which I don't have, so yeah. That's like a weird, like, bundle version. But yeah, I haven't played this one at all, so I can't really say much about it. But there's 2 versions this time, plus a third version. And for Yokai Watch 3, which is really damn rare, so I haven't got that one, there was originally 3 versions as well, but for the Western release, they put it all into one version, which was good, I guess. Because fuck buying 3 games. Now, Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia Echoes is a remake of Fire Emblem Gaiden from the NES or Super Nintendo. I don't know which one. But yeah, it's a remake or slash reimagining. They had like really expensive DLC for this one that cost more than the actual game itself, and they had a collector's edition which I was for some reason bought for no reason, and it had amiibos in it, which was cool. But yeah, this is a remake. It has like really a lot of DLC and stuff, but it's also like has new content as well. So if you want to play Fire Emblem, this is another Fire Emblem game on the 3DS because there's a load of them. Miitopia. This is like a weird RPG kind of Tomodachi life kind of game. It also came out on the Switch, and I think it has like more content on the Switch, and it has like you can like make your characters with like QR codes and stuff, and it's very crazy like how many characters you can make. You could basically make anything. The character creation thing is really crazy, and it's pretty cool. But yeah, this is like an RPG where you like control your characters and you can make friends and stuff and like treat them to like meals and play games and shit. It's a very simple RPG. It's not like the other games I've been talking about, and it's pretty easy to get a hold of. But yeah, this game is pretty simple. It's pretty fun. I like it a lot. Hey Pikmin. This was made by the people that made Yoshi's New Island. It is a touchscreen based game that's where you control Olimar. You could like put the Pikmin to go to like a different level and you can like take things. It's like a 2D game. It's not really anything like Pikmin, but it is cool. But it's also kind of annoying as shit. So maybe do not play this one. But I haven't really got that far into it, so I can't say if it's really good, but it probably isn't that great. Now, Ever Oasis, this is a really underrated 3DS game that came out way too late. It's like a 3D action game, kind of like Zelda. It's actually made by the people that made Ocarina of Time 3D and Majora's Mask 3D. And I think it's made by one of the people that made like the Secret of Mana games or something like that. Or maybe it's like Chrono Trigger. But anyway, yeah. Some RPG guy made this game, and it's actually really good, but because it was on the 3DS and it came out really late, nobody really played it, and they haven't ported it to any new systems yet, so they really should like put it on the Switch or something, because this game really needs to be on the Switch, I think. Now, Dr. Kawashima's Devilish Brain Training came out years and years and years ago on the 3DS, but then it finally in 2017 just randomly decided to come out on the 3DS in Europe in like late October for some reason. I don't know why they decided to put this out. It probably didn't sell any copies whatsoever, but they did it, so whatever. As for the game, I think it's just another brain training game where you like do puzzles and stuff. It's kind of dumb. It's just a simple puzzle game. Mario Luigi Superstar plus Bowser's Minion. This is a remake of the Game Boy game, the first of 2 remakes on the 3DS for the Mario Luigi series. It also has like an extra Bowser's Minions mode, which I never actually played. Yeah, this was my first Mario Luigi game I actually finished properly. I played Paper Jam as well, but I didn't really... I played it a lot, but I didn't finish it, I don't think. But yeah, this is the first one I finished, and yeah, I thought it was okay, but I thought like the going from A to B, A to B, A to B a lot was kind of a repetitive thing. And I also thought the final boss took way too long to beat. It took like 4 hours for me, or maybe not that long, but it took a long time to beat the final boss, because I kept dying over and over, and you keep having to go from like A to B, and it gets very tiring after a while, switching between characters. I think I prefer just having one character to control at one time. Now, Story of Seasons, Trio of Towns. This is a Harvest Moon game that is now called Story of Seasons because the licensing's changed and stuff, and it's not made by Natsume anymore, so they can't call it Harvest Moon. But yeah, this is the second Story of Seasons game. The first one I don't own, but it came out a few years earlier than this, but this is the second one. Also haven't played it, so... But it just seems like a normal farming game, kind of like Harvest Moon. Anyway, yeah. Mario Party, the Top 100. This is a mini-game collection of the top 100 Mario games. It's actually pretty cool. It's a lot like Mario Party Superstars on the Switch, but doesn't have any board games modes or anything like that. You can't actually... There's no, like, board modes or anything. And it's kind of hard to play with your friends because it's on a handheld. And the actual boards it does have are kind of lame. And there's, like, this mini-game thing where you, like, go on, like, this one long board. So, like, it only has half of the Mario Party kind of formula. It has the mini games, but not actually the party part of it. So all the cool more board game modes you play aren't there. So it's kind of like, it's cool, but it's also like, what the hell is the point if you're not going to have any board modes? Fire Emblem Warriors. This is a really weird one because this is a Switch game, and then they randomly decided to also put it on the 3DS. Now, because of Hyrule Warriors being awful on the freaking 3DS, they decided to have this one only on the new 3DS, which makes sense, but I'm pretty sure this game also runs pretty badly on the new 3DS as well. I remember when the Switch version got revealed, like, the graphics way better than the final version that came out finally. But yeah, this one, haven't played. I played the Switch version, but I haven't played the 3DS version, but I'm assuming the graphics look pretty crap, considering this is a Warriors game, and there's a lot of enemies on screen, and the Hyrule Warriors one looks like a DS game, so... Etrian Odyssey 5, this is the 5th game. I don't actually have the box art, so I'm just going to show you this. I have this just generic box, but I have the game on the cart, and I have this art book, which is cool. But yeah, I don't actually have the box for it, which kind of sucks, but I wish I did have it. But yeah, this is another Etrian Odyssey game. There's like so many of them on the 3DS. There's like 5 of them on the 3DS for some reason. This is like the ultimate Etrian Odyssey system. It's the 3DS for some reason. But yeah, this is just another dungeon crawler game. Also very rare, which is why I do not have the box, because if it wasn't so rare, I would have the box. But for some reason, I just have the cartridge and the manual. But yeah, if you like Etrian Odyssey, this is a good game to play. If you don't care about those games, don't play it. Kirby Battle Royale. This is like a weird party Kirby game where you like do mini games. It's kind of like Mario Party, but more like competitive, I guess. There's like fighting mini games and stuff. I haven't played it too much, so I can't really say too much about it, but it seemed pretty fun. It's not as good as the other main Kirby games like Planet Robobot or Triple Deluxe, but it's still fun, I guess. This definitely seems like a game they just shit out for like the 30th anniversary of Kirby. But overall, it's pretty good, I guess. I don't know. Radiant Historia. This is a port of a DS game. Again, another port of a DS game. They did a lot of 3DS ports of DS games in the 3DS, didn't they? But yeah, this is another RPG made by Atlas. This one is also extremely expensive. They're all really expensive because they only made like 2 copies apparently. But yeah, this one is another one I haven't played, so I can't really say much about it. But it seems to be another RPG, so just think about that, yeah. Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey Redux. This is not a port of a DS game, but a port of a PS1 game. But it's also just another Atlas RPG that is pretty rare and expensive. So, same thing I said with the last one. I haven't played this one, because I haven't played most RPGs on the 3DS. I guess it's pretty similar to the other ones. Sushi Striker. This is a weird surprise E3 announcement from 2017 where they just randomly brought it up. It seems to be like a very simple puzzle game, and it was released on a Switch and also the 3DS for some reason. But yeah, I don't really see the point of getting on either systems, to be honest. I think both of them are pretty similar. But if you like puzzle games and you like sushi, this is probably a good game to play. Deal on Dead Heat Breakers. This is a sequel to a eShop only game that came out in like early 3DS era. But yeah, this was like the 3rd game, I think. They made 2 before, and then this was like the first physical, proper, full game release. Haven't played any of them, but I heard they're pretty good, so I should probably play the first one, which came out in like 2012. But yeah, if you like those games, play this one as well, because this is like a bigger version of that. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. This is a really impressive 3DS port of a Wii U game that came out around the same time the Switch version did. The problem is with this one is that all the DLC that came out for the Switch version never came out for this, which was pretty lame, because they had a load of DLC that came out, but they only came out for the Switch version. And I'm like, if you're going to do it for the Switch version, why didn't you do it for this version or the Wii U version? It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, considering this is a Wii U game, it's very impressive that it came out on the Switch, and it also has Mario Odyssey levels, which is very insane considering this is a 3DS game, and that's a Switch game. So yeah, if you want to see the most impressive game on the 3DS, this is probably one of them. Also, it's in 3D, and I'm pretty sure it's also 60 FPS, so... WarioWare Gold. This is another compilation game like Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix, where they like took a load of mini games and put them together and made like its own game out of. This has 300 mini games in it, which is a lot, and they're mostly from the previous games in the series, and I'm pretty sure they have some new ones as well, but it's mostly like old mini games. Yeah, this one is actually really good, I think. There's like a cool story mode. There's like a voice acting segment where you can like record your lines over the voice actors and make like weird sound effects. It's very weird. And there's also like gyro games that you can like spin the wheel and stuff and get like new minifigures and things. Like you can get like artifacts and like merchandise and like weird stuff like that. But yeah, this is a cool game. If you've already played WarioWare a lot, you might be like burnt out by this, but if you haven't played WarioWare, this is like a great one to start with. Now, Mario Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. This came out very late on the 3DS. A lot of people thought this game should come out on the Switch, but it didn't. It came out on the 3DS. This is the 3rd game. They skipped the 2nd game for some reason. They went straight to the 3rd game. And it didn't do very well. It sold pretty poorly, and it did so badly the studio went out of business, so that was great. But yeah, I haven't played this one yet. I want to play it. And it also comes with Bowser Jr.'s Story, which is like another mini-game thing, which kind of sucks, probably. I haven't played it, so I don't know. Yeah, I will play this one eventually, but I want to play Partners in Time first. So I'm waiting to beat that, and then I'll play this one. But yeah, another thing that's the problem with this is that the original Mario and Luigi game on the 3DS ran at 60 FPS, and this runs at 30, and it doesn't even have a new 3DS improvement mode. So I don't know why they decided to do that. But it kind of sucks, you know? Because especially considering the DS version also ran at 60. So this is actually kind of a downgrade compared to the DS version. So yeah, why did they do that? I don't know. Okay, Yoshi's Woolly World. This is a very big box because I got the Poochie bundle. I'm going to try and show it sideways. It's not going to work very well. But yeah, this is kind of hard to show. But yeah, this is a 3DS port of a Wii U game called Yoshi's Woolly World, which is like a Yoshi game with wool and stuff. It's very good. But it's kind of hard to show because the box is so big. And I'm not going to take it out of the box because I want it to be a collector's item. But yeah, it came with a Poochie amiibo, which is cool. And as for the game itself, it's really good. But I think the Switch version is better. I think that's a pretty unpopular opinion. But I actually prefer the Switch version. I think the levels are more great. But this one is also good too. But the problem is, because the level design is very wall-based, because of the graphics of the 3DS, I don't think the game works as well on the 3DS. Because it just doesn't look as good. It doesn't actually like it doesn't show the wall. It doesn't show the wool effect, so it just doesn't seem like it's like a woolly world. So I think if you're gonna play this game, you should play it on the Wii U or the. So yeah, I think if you're gonna play this game, you should play it on the Wii U and not this version, because I feel like the game's graphics actually make the game better. I know that's kind of lame to say, but you know, the game is based on walls, so you should probably play it the one that has the wall in it. You know, this one just doesn't look that great, but. There is one thing to this. If you play it on the new 3DS, the game runs at 60, but if you play it on the old one, it plays at 30. And there's also like these really cool cutscene things, like these animated stop-motion cutscenes, which are really cool. Etrian Odyssey Nexus. This is the 6th Etrian Odyssey game in the series. I don't know why they didn't call it Etrian Odyssey 6. Maybe it's kind of a spin-off. I haven't actually played it yet. But yeah, this game is another rare Atlas RPG, as we know, but it's also kind of different to the other RPGs because it's an Etrian Odyssey game, so it's more of a dungeon crawling kind of game, much like the game we're going to show next, which is the last game. But yeah, this game I haven't played, so I don't really know much about it, but it seems just like all the other games, I think. It also comes with an art book, so that's cool. Now for the last game, Persona Q2. This is a sequel to Persona Q. It has Persona 5 characters now, where the original didn't, because it hadn't come out yet. This is very similar, and also has a bonus art book. A lot of these Atlas games seem to have art books included for some reason. It's very weird. But yeah, this is a, I haven't played this one. This is a dungeon crawling kind of game. It's like Etrian Odyssey and Persona Q and all those games. But considering I haven't played Persona Q much, I haven't also played this one either, so I will play it eventually, but this is another one I need to play soon. But yeah, I can't really say much about it if I haven't played it. But anyway, that's going to do it for all the games. I hope you liked seeing all these 3DS games. If you want to see more, please make sure to like and subscribe. And also check out my new review series where I'm going to be reviewing every single one of these games in the future. So anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what game you think was the best in this collection. And also, make sure to eat pepperoni pizza.